Hi guys, David Wright here, and it's video time again. And no comments about the haircut. It was only €3, so there you go, it'll grow out soon. Okay, so talking about cars today, bringing your English car over to Spain. And is it a good idea? Well, yeah, loads of people do it, and it sounds like it could be a good idea and could save you money, but it can be a lot of hassle. It's difficult at times and can be very expensive to get all the paperwork done, the plates changed over, the taxes paid, the import duties, things like that, and getting the lights sorted out, and it can take a long time to do it correctly as well. Even then, you're going to be sitting on the other side of the car when you're driving on the roads here, so it's going to be difficult for overtaking to see, and it's going to be difficult when you go into parking spaces and barriers. When you get to ticket to open a car park barrier, you're going to be on the wrong side of the road, so it's going to be very difficult in lots of different ways. The thing is, it sounds like a good idea, and I understand that if you've paid money on a car and you want it come over here, you know that car. But basically, if you're driving in Spain, just get a Spanish car if you're going to be here for any length of time. If you've got an English registered car here and you do change it over and everything else, one day you're going to change that car and it's not going to have much value here to people. People won't want to buy that car, even if you have all the plates done and everything else. They want Spanish cars here, and that is the way it is. It's the same as if you went to London. You wouldn't buy a Spanish registered car in London to drive around the streets of London, so there's no real point doing it here. I do understand the reason behind it, but with my experience here of 17 years, I've seen and heard so many horror stories of people having problems and paying absolutely ridiculous amounts of money to get it all sorted out, and then they still have problems later on down the road. The police here in Spain do lots of road checks, and I've personally been stopped many times by the police on roundabouts and on motorways just for police checks, and I've got a Spanish car, but they're really looking out for English cars, English registered cars, because they know 9 times out of 10 that they can put a fine on you because you haven't got all the paperwork there. There's many things to consider about buying this, but really the best thing I can personally give you is don't bring your English car here. It sounds like a great idea, but in general it can be a lot of problems, a lot of headaches, and it's just much easier to go and buy a Spanish car. Spanish car prices are a little bit higher here in general, but there's things you can do to get around this. Buying second-hand cars here is a good idea if you go to a main dealer. Some of the main dealers now, the garages, offer ex-demonstration cars. This is a great way to get a car here in Spain to start you off. One of the things I did when I first moved here, I went to a garage and I asked about it because a Spanish friend of mine told me this. Most main dealers have ex-demonstration cars. They've normally got a couple of thousand kilometres on the clock, 1 or 2 years old, and they're very much reduced in prices. They still come with all the guarantees and everything else, service and warranty, but it's a lot cheaper to buy these ex-demonstration cars. Ask at the main dealers. Some of the other smaller garages do them as well. So the main garages offload them to some dealers. So always ask for this. It's not something that they really advertise because they want you to buy new. Ex-demonstration cars, there's loads around, and I bought a Seat Ibiza here. I was going into a garage to buy a brand new Seat Ibiza several years ago, and I ended up looking at an ex-demonstration car they had on the showroom, and I said to the guy, well, what's this? It's the same as what I'm going to buy. And he said, yeah, ex-demonstration, it's got 6,000 miles on the clock, but the price was 2,500 cheaper. So I said, well, can I have that? Sure. So I changed it. I changed my paperwork over, and I ended up not buying brand new. I bought the ex-demonstration car. It came with all the guarantees. I had the car for 3 years. It was perfect, no problem, straightforward, and it doesn't take long to get used to driving Spanish cars here, and it's just a good way to go. That's my personal view on driving your UK car here. Now, I've done a post on this as well, which you might like to have a read of. It's in the link below. Tell me what you think about driving or bringing your UK car to Spain.